Think of the breath as your internal washing machine. Breathe a cleansing breath. The out breath is just as cleansing. Feel like you're that fog of working all week, working all day, busyness, wiping your windshield. So breathe in a way that feels clarifying, not just relaxing, but see if you can intuitively feel the breath going through all the cells, but in a relaxed way, not pumping air in them or holding in any way. It's almost a perception in the mind, a surrendering of each cell to the breath. Nothing's held apart. The more we relax, the less we hold our perception of the body that's in pieces, like this part hurts, or notice where your awareness lands in your body. Often it's, I said, "Who are you?" and asked you to point to a spot where you feel most you. Most people point to the heart or the head. If they're honest, they'll probably point to their head. Most of us, before we meditate, are locked between our two ears and behind our eyes in thought. And how wonderful it is then to feel the body, maybe not for the first time, but not often throughout the day. Because we're in our heads even when we're eating. What am I doing next? Or when we're in meetings, we're in the next meeting or the last meeting, or we're in our heads. This is an opportunity to land in the body. No one else's experience but yours right here. So claim it. This is rightfully your ground. Take a stand in embodiment, in awareness. While you've been away, your body needs some care because the auto drive that it was on was wearing it down. Now you can really honor that twinge feeling in the heart that needs some love and care. The tension behind the eyebrow, tension in the temples. What about that jaw? Really let go. Really attend to the tension in the jaw in a loving way. Like a loving friend's tense face. You can almost just mentally put your hands around that feeling in the jaw and just ask, comfort it. can breathe from the bottom of the spine all the way up to the top of the neck and out, or back down the front body, up the back, down the front. Feeling connected. It's like our awareness tries to scan the body, but there'll be these blank spots where we can't figure out how to even go following sensation. We'll want to go into thought, like, oh, the thought of our hips, or the thought of our abdomen, or our spine. But can you challenge yourself to let go of thinking and feel? Deeply feel the breath, how it feels as it rises up the spine. Tucking its way into every nook and crevice, lovingly swaddling sensory field and loving attention. And you'll notice the feeling of continuity improves as you do it over and over. And continuity is a wonderful thing in the breath. Instead of jumping from thought to sensation and back and forth, or sensation itself is fluid. It's a fluid realm. Thought is a discontinuous realm, and it's stressful. And so we're training our body to produce less cortisol, less adrenaline. So our heart slows down. It takes less brain power to feel the breath, and the brain uses a lot of oxygen. So when it quiets down, our oxygen needs are less. And with more continuity, we have more clarity, more spaciousness, more compassion in the heart. We can bring more care to whatever is arising. You can feel a switch when the mind unhooks from experience and it surrenders. And yet there's awareness there, and it's even a better awareness. So you realize the awareness you were using all day long wasn't the best kind. It was a better kind. Uses less brain power. It's more embodied, more natural. It's more soothing. It's better for your health. It's truly cleansing. My first teacher used to introduce a lot of analogies and beautiful metaphors from the Buddha's teachings into my practice. In one case, this younger brother was Chula Pantika. He couldn't memorize anything. He wasn't very smart. So the Buddha gave him a rag, had him, I think he washed his hands with it over and over and over. So my teacher would have me breathe in a way that was cleansing, like Chula Pantaka. All you need to do is just feel this cleansing breath over and over and over, polishing the heart, polishing the wisdom. Practice can be that simple and that enjoyable. You can even get that, looking for another word for cleansing, you can get that body kind of has this magnetism or gravity to certain spots and stickiness. The breath can just feel non-sticky and light and free. That's what I mean by cleansing. Nothing needs to be worried about, it just needs to be breathed. The practice can be that simple. And it's always accessible to breathe in this way. No matter what's going on in your life, you can always take a moment out. There's nothing to own in the breath, there's nothing to claim there. That's why it feels cleansing. It's even pleasurable when you let go of that ownership. It can tingle. It can feel thrilling. I didn't make my lungs and you didn't make your lungs. We don't make them work. Can't really. It's the universe is breathing. And the rain and the sunshine make apples on the trees. The stem from which the apple hangs didn't make the apple. I am large and you are large, and our awareness is at large. It's given in the world. It's not fabricated or manufactured. It's relaxing in a very wise, compassionate way that allows our inner awareness to shine, to brighten our inner experience. Brain will stop mapping the breath at some point. Images will disappear and sounds go first. Inner sounds, thoughts will fade into feelings and sensations. Embodied thoughts are quiet. They don't disturb or stress the mind. So they're not to be worried about. There's no separation in sound. There's no sensation of a sound is always here. We just create this otherness by the use of an image or a memory or a thought that it's a door opening and closing and that it's out there. There's only here and sound. There's only the knowing of the sound. It's inseparable from the awareness of the sound. There's no distance in sound unless it's mediated by a thought, but in the pure nature of the sound is unmediated proximity, intimacy. It's even wrong to say it's here. There just is no there. Not even a thought, I don't like this sound, can separate it. Or I like this sound. There's nothing in the nature of thought that can separate. It's just another sound, the thought I like or dislike. Just another opportunity to see the non-separateness of sound. When we listen to our own thoughts, there's nothing to be done about sound. It's just another sound to think about sound. So let it go. What else is interesting? What else can we bring clarity to? Images might arise, but within a disembodied way, more and more. There's no grasping, felt need to understand, experience. This sense of trust that builds in the heart. The experience can be anchored in the body and not in the head. There's no there in sensation either. It's just what's arising, what's disappearing in sensation, and what remains. Buddha's word for wisdom is to differentiate. He asks us to figure out the difference between an in-breath and an out-breath in the world of sensation. Not in thought. How does it feel? Why is that the cornerstone of developing wisdom? Fine gives us the necessary skill to sense our inner world. We can sense the difference between an in-breath and an out-breath fully, as the experience is fully received in the whole body. We have enough inner wisdom at that point. It's a test of a threshold, rather, to be met. So we should all strive to refine our skill at sensing inner subtleties. And the next stage is to figure out what remains, what stays the same in the in-breath and the out-breath. First we have to see the difference, really feel it, know it. And what unites the in-breath and the out-breath, of course, is felt in all four foundations of mindfulness. Inclusiveness, feeling of the whole body breath versus narrow, focused breathing. Pleasure tones of the openness, the whole body breath. The feeling of cleansing and connectedness can be thrilling. Energizing, especially when sounds and sights start to disappear and we're anchored fully in sensation. There's a shift to energetics, shift to really becoming the energy of the breath. And our gross body sort of turns into an energy field. It can be felt as rising sensations, like heart catches a draft like a kite. It's a feeling of being lifted into the breath, suspended by it. A skillful meditator can take this into jhanas. Let's play with some of these things. Sharpen your skills in these areas. They'll pay enormous dividends. And happiness coins.